General Lynch, for being here today. I know that the Attorney General's office is required to, the folks in your office are required to attend ethics training every year. Are you required to, as the Attorney General, to attend those as well? I do. And do they cover, I'm sure, the issue of conflict of interest and doing whatever is possible to avoid the appearance of impropriety? Yes. I say that in the context of the question that was just asked regarding the meeting on the tarmac, and I wondered if, and I know that you've indicated since then that you regret the unscheduled meeting, and that, moreover, the most important thing for you as Attorney General is the integrity of the Department of Justice, which I appreciate, and I think most Americans would agree with that statement. Do you recall when and whom told you that former President Clinton wanted to speak with you? As I indicated, I was getting ready to leave the plane to disembark with my husband, and I don't recall who, but I was informed that former President Clinton wanted to say hello, so I agreed that he could say hello. Okay. And he did come on board and speak with my husband, myself, right, I remember that other part. People. But full stop, right at that moment, at that very moment, I want you to think back. Did you think even for a split second that maybe perhaps that wasn't the right thing to do, that there might be a conflict of interest, or at the very, very least an appearance of impropriety to have that meeting with the spouse of a person under investigation, and in fact a key witness in another investigation, a former president of the United States, just for a second at that moment? Did you think about that? I will tell you, Congressman, that at that moment my thought was, as it is in many instances, that I respond to courtesy with courtesy, and I viewed it as a brief social greeting, and it turned into a longer conversation, certainly, than I had anticipated. But any time during that meeting, did you feel that, did it ever occur to you? I mean, you say in retrospect you regret it, but during that time frame, did you regret it at all? Congressman, at the time that we had the conversation, as I indicated, I viewed it as a social conversation, right, similar to when other individuals have asked to say hello, and we speak and move on. Fair enough. You've answered the question. Thank you very much for that answer. You've indicated that career prosecutors from your office assisted in the investigation, reviewed the evidence with the investigators with the FBI, correct? They were the line team, as we call it. Okay, so you had a team working. So did those career prosecutors have the opportunity to advise FBI investigators as to whether or not this was an actionable offense, whether probable cause existed? Well, certainly they would have provided legal analysis. I'm not able to go into their specific discussions, obviously. So I get that. But they would have had discussions about the facts and about the legal analysis. Your team did. Your team was part of the team at the Department of Justice, was part of this FBI investigation. Well, the FBI is part of the Department of Justice also. Well, okay. When I apologize for the confusion. When I refer to the DOJ team, I actually mean the lawyers and the agents. So I apologize for that confusion. So, but these were lawyers from your office, though, that were part of this team, is what I'm getting at. And they were were they part of also the recommendation that was provided by Director Comey? Do they help draft that recommendation? My understanding is that Director Comey provided the information and recommendation that he provided. The information that I received was from the team. It included Director Comey. Okay, so but what I'm saying is I don't want to mince words here, and I don't want to be elusive in my question. I want to be as direct as possible. Your team was part of this investigative process, so your team was also part of the recommendation that was put forward by Comey, Director Comey, excuse me. Well, the recommendation that came to me included Director Comey's recommendation. It was a unanimous recommendation by the agents and prosecutors. Okay, yes. So, okay, I understand that. So this really was your recommendation that you accepted from your team. It was a recommendation of the career agents and prosecutors who had done the work. They were, as I've indicated before, from within the National Security Division, affiliated with Maine Justice. And they are the ones who made the recommendation to me, and my decision was to accept their recommendation. Okay, let me ask you one more thing. I know my time is fleeting here. Did Secretary Clinton have counsel present for the interview with the FBI? I'm not privy to the details of her meeting. So you don't know whether or not she was questioned under oath, or whether recorded, or any of those? I'm not privy to the details of that. Okay. You indicated earlier, my colleague made mention of the fact that there were relevant statutes in a certain case, investigation that was going on. What are the relevant statutes involved in this Secretary Clinton case?
I believe that they have been discussed in terms of mishandling classified information. And
can you cite those chapter and verse so that I understand that you reviewed and understand the statutes that are being used?
The gentleman has expired, but the witness will be requested to answer the question.
Thank you. Let me get you the exact citations of statutes that would have been under consideration, because I don't want to misstate here, but we've discussed them here generally, and the discussions have been of the relevant statutes. So they have been discussed here, but let me get you the exact citations.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I would yield back.
The chair recognizes the gentleman from Georgia, Mr. Collins, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to